episode of Culture Junkies Live. I'm your host, Kenshiro. Today, we're going to be talking about the recent and just announced casting of Nicholas Galitzine as He-Man. But all of us here at the Culture Junkies kind of think that, if you're really going to try and do He-Man, live action probably isn't the way to go. So, but before I get too far into my diatribe, let me introduce who's going to be on the show with me today. As always, my friends, the great Adakuji GQ and Simon Says are here. What is up, fellas?
Hello, everybody.
Hey. Wait a minute, GQ. What does that say? Darth Vader's consigliere.
Damn right.
Yes, there we go.
Absolutely.
They had spot.
Vader's consigliere. Yeah, no,
Darth Vader's jiggly. Are you what?
Okay.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen, all around the world over on Kick and Twitch and Facebook and YouTube. YouTube, make sure you turn on.
100%. Can't wait to hear from everybody checking in on the show. We might be slow going getting people in because Memorial Day kind of messed things up for some people. They might not even consciously remember that it's Wednesday. So
they probably passed out.
Time to I don't know about what Memorial Day food still got them passed out.
Wait. That Memorial Day drinking, man.
Memorial Day leftovers.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, look who is here.
Goodness.
Look who is here. Hi, Lena. How are you? It's good to see you. Good
Meow
to see
Yin
you.
has returned.
Yes.
Hello.
It should go without saying we do miss you. We miss you quite a bit. Wish you we love for you. We're glad you're here today though.
We missed you with every shot so far.
Every shot so far. No, we would never.
No,
we would never.
of course not.
We would never. No, Lena's like a sister. She's awesome. So tomorrow is a PlayStation State of Play that is supposed to be coming on at 3 p.m. Pacific time. They did say that one game that is going to be showcased is a game from PlayStation Studios that is coming out later this year. What do you guys think that's going to be?
Final Fantasy?
Meh. I have no idea, dude. Like I told you, this generation feels like it's like PlayStation 4 plus Xbox, blah blah blah. It seemed like they shouldn't even have put the name on it. That should have been the Pro versions of both PlayStation 4 and Xbox, whatever the heck they like to call it.
No, in watching the State of Play, it's nothing but Final Fantasy. I don't know if I'm catching it at the wrong time, but every time I catch the State of Play, it's all Final Fantasy all the time.
You got to be catching it at the wrong times. Ain't no way.
I think so.
Ain't no way. Like Final Fantasy Rebirth came out earlier this year. Ain't nobody talking about Final Fantasy right now. Nobody.
Hopefully not.
Must be my luck.
We'll see. I mean, like Dido said, this generation doesn't feel like a true step forward as far as gaming goes. If they really want to do something special with the State of Play, they're going to have to show something from Grand Theft Auto 6 that we haven't seen before, because that to me is the only game on the horizon that's like, okay, I'm getting that when it comes out, because I always thought Grand Theft Auto was fun. So beyond that,
now I'm reading the article from The Verge, and it's saying Sony's next State of Play is 30 minutes long, 30 minutes of PS5 games and VR games. Now, didn't they say they killed PSVR 2 like earlier this year?
They stopped shipping them.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
They weren't selling them.
Not when it costs more than the system. No matter which version of the system you wanted, it was more than the system. Either $100 more or $50 more. Nobody's paying that for a peripheral. That's just silly.
Nobody.
Like you gotta. It's like, look, take a loss on it, just like you do with your systems, and then hope that you can, kill it with the software. But bringing that thing out for $550 was like, come on, dude. The system costs $500. Sony is the Apple of the gaming world, elitist, exclusionary, and full of superfluous statues, status symbols, upgrades, and so to speak. I don't know, but 30 minutes of playtime, that's interesting. That's a very short
It is, but hopefully it's like those Nintendo Directs where it's literally nothing but gameplay. if it's like that and we don't have no talking heads, trying to talk about, boring,
they're not gonna have time.
business stuff.
It's gonna be mostly must be just cutscenes or whatnot. That's
right.
Which is fine. Which is fine. I'll take that because
actually,
at least that
a little bit more info on Metal Gear Solid 3 remake would be nice.
That would be nice.
Something I did hear that I don't know would be a part of it. Not that you mention it. According to IGN, Resident Evil Code Veronica, Resident Evil 0, and I think just those two are in the process of getting the remake treatment. Which I'm like,
nice.
Thank you, Capcom, for finally giving us, because they're remaking Part 1 again, which I don't quite understand.
Exactly.
Huh? Wait. Are you serious?
Yeah, I heard they're remaking Part 1 again. It's probably going to make it where it's the third person instead of because the original remake of 1 was just way better graphics, but still same gameplay as the original Resident Evil.
So what are they going to call it? Resident Evil remake?
No.
The remake of the remake?
Probably remake.
Yeah.
remake.
Hold on.
Is that what they're going to call it?
D, you said they're doing 0 again?
I believe they're remaking 0 as well, which would be kind of fun because that's one of the ones I didn't play much of, even though I have it.
That was one on the train, I think.
Yes, that was one on the train.
Yeah, Code Veronica is one that I'm glad to remake because that was an amazing game.
I didn't finish Code Veronica because I got towards the end and I had no ammo. And you know what happens when you have no ammo in Resident Evil?
You die.
Exactly.
You die.
And I had a save state, no ammo, nothing.
What was he saying, Simon?
No, I was like, I was saying, 0 was like, I think 0 was with Rebecca Chambers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Rebecca and some other dude.
Yeah, forget his name.
So, but I'm
probably
with
Miguel.
He's saying, he was like, listen, man, if we don't get a Dino Crisis at some goddamn point, I'm tired of the Resident Evil remakes. I mean,
yeah, look, I want all the Resident Evils, and
there are other IPs, Capcom,
and Dino Crisis would be, it would take off the big time.
Yes,
they forgot about Dino Crisis after 3. They were like, look, we did 3, y'all better be satisfied.
Nobody bought 3. That's the problem.
Exactly,
because it was exclusive to the OG Xbox.
Yeah,
nobody bought
that was a mistake. And then at the same time,
jetpacks.
But the other thing is, let's not forget they were riding Dino craze off of Jurassic Park and all that stuff around that time anyway. They were literally just cashing in on that. So I guess they felt like, okay, Dino craze is over, we're done. No more Dino Crisis.
But they could have cashed in when they redid some of the what was it, Jurassic Park world or whatnot.
Yeah, but even those kind of flopped.
Yeah,
I think the world has moved past dinosaurs.
Yeah, because but Dino Crisis was an amazing game. Even for the time that it came out in, I thought it was. It
was definitely fun. Yeah,
it was a great game. With all these survival horrors, I mean, how many more zombies can we fight? You can do the dinosaurs thing. Revisit that, especially after having Jurassic World, like those excellent movies that we've had. Come on, man.
I think part of Capcom's problem is they never give their old IPs real retries. Like, for example, when they tried to do Darkstalkers, they half-assed it. They did not even really try to get a big push behind it. They were like, here's Darkstalkers upgrade or online.
Right.
Release the game with some release the game with some actual attempt to get people interested in it. Because the only other time they even talked about it was part of that fighting collection that came out, and they didn't even really hype it up then. It was, oh yeah, you're getting all the Darkstalkers that exist, and okay, and we're done.
Yeah, hell, even their fighting game IPs are still pretty decent. When are we doing like a Project Justice game, new remake or something like that?
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I see what Zoltar is saying.
Yeah, Zoltar. Well, welcome. Appreciate you coming in.
Yeah. Can you give us a little more details? Like, is it just a certain person's sound is in and out, or is it everybody's sound is in and out? We really like to know so we can kind of nail it down a little bit. Pivoting just a little bit, and this is going to be real interesting. Let me gauge the check the temperature of the pool here. So Valve just announced earlier today, Valve says you can't pass down your Steam library to next of kin or loved ones in the event of your death. Your library dies with you.
You give them the password.
Which is weird.
Like if they have the password, like what are they talking about?
Stop them.
Honestly,
like our computers have biometrics on them or something. It's like, come on now.
Okay, so it says if anyone is hoping to pass on their Steam backlog to their next of kin, turns out that Valve doesn't allow the rights to be transferred. In other words, your Steam library dies with you. Via Ars Technica, a user on Reset Era posted a reply that they received from Steam support regarding their question about passing on their Steam library through a will. Unfortunately, Steam accounts and games are non-transferable. Why would you even ask that question, first of all? Like you guys are saying. Give them your Steam account password and just be done with it. Like, literally, that's it. Like, come on, man. Really?
All right, so that means somebody's got noise canceling on. He's saying every second there's a pause. That's weird.
Every second there's a pause?
checking in. Yep.
Oh, Amarok is here.
Yep. Every second I ain't got no noise canceling. I don't even know what the hell that means.
I'll double check mine, but I don't think I have it on. But we will double check. I appreciate you you saying that though, Zoltar. That's very much appreciated.
Absolutely. Zoltar was appeared in Big and also sort of kind of technically Batman Forever, wearing a Riddler costume.
Technically. Yeah, I thought that was wild that, for
it's not far fetched. Remember, these companies want money and they don't give a shit how they get it. And this one person bought it. Well, the companies probably wouldn't do the same thing,
Yeah, and again, it's yes, passing on the entire library is probably a little bit much to ask, but as long as you have the computer, you're good.
Now, as long as you got the computer and the password, and you need to also make sure that you log into the Steam Guard or whatever they have for the 2-factor authorization. Make sure you can do that. Then I think you'll be okay. Everything sounds robotic. What in the world?
Okay, that's definitely a setting issue then.
Yeah.
So like
I wonder if it's. So let me ask this: is it me that sounds robotic, or is it everybody that sounds robotic? If it's everybody, that's a bigger concern. But if it's me, if it's just me, wow.
Because we got robot ears, make it a song, robot ears.
All right, they're saying it's all over the place. So because he's checking in, he's saying it's back to normal.
Yeah. He says it's back to normal. So okay.
Okay.
Zoltar says, gentlemen of culture, I have to leave, but I'll be back, but the sound isn't audible. Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
It sounded like some Galitzine. Iguana Man says it's back to normal, so we'll have to see. Zoltar, appreciate you being here. Hope you'll come back and check it, check in with us. Hopefully the audio will have
cleared up
a little bit. Okay, a few other things. Let a few more people get in before we get. Supreme says it's back to normal for him.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, on Facebook it sounds normal. I'll check YouTube while we're sitting here talking. You guys.
Okay. All right. So here's something for you, Dido, because you reviewed the 8BitDo NES controllers quite a long time ago on our YouTube channel. Yeah. 8BitDo is releasing a retro-themed numpad that's also a calculator. So it looks like a calculator. So I don't know if that'd be something.
I saw it. I don't get it. I don't understand the whole point of it. And I found out, unfortunately, we've all been pronouncing it wrong because they want to be called 8BitDo, even though they're modeling their name after Nintendo.
What?
Okay, that's dumb.
The 8BitDo, do 8 times 8BitDo. I don't get it. I mean, if you're an accountant and you need to freaking have a number pad and you got a keyboard that doesn't have a number pad, I guess there you go. I mean, what video games need number pads? You playing Number Munchers and you need a number pad, man. You don't want to use a top row.
That is weird.
I don't know. That to me just I don't get it. So
looks like it cleared up for Zoltar. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Cool bean. I think if people want to buy it, then go ahead and buy it because they also have a mouse that's kind of sort of looking like an NES style mouse. It has like the cross D-pad on it and red buttons. You can get an NES style keyboard from them with like the colors of the the NES. And when I say NES, I mean Nintendo Entertainment System. That was available to those in North America, probably South America, the European countries, but not the Asian countries. They had the Famicom, which the different colors. But it's neither here nor there for me. I mean, I don't need any more 8-bit do controllers because
that is weird. Because I mean, like you said, it's based off of the Nintendo, and then also, like most martial arts, Taekwondo and various other things, Judo. All of a sudden, 8-bit do. That just sounds
because maybe that's what they do.
But
8-bit do what nobody else does.
No, that just sounds weird. So, last thing on the games angle before we switch up and go to our main topic a little bit. So, people online, and granted, this is Twitter, and we know Twitter is a cesspool, but everybody's kind of up in arms about Senua's the Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga has not been performing very well as far as like sales or anything like that. And for something that was supposed to be a AAA title, one of the big releases for Xbox, it's a slightly concerning. What do you guys make of that? Like a lot of people were like raving about this game at what I think it was a Tokyo Game Show or something when they showed the first trailer a couple of years ago, and it comes out and it's like a what do you guys make of that?
It feels like everything else is going on right now. Movies, video games, nothing feels like the big name stuff ain't really selling, and a lot of people are talking a lot about the indie titles. I mean, it could be that if I remember correctly, it's digital only, and some people, even though I think a lot of people in this generation that aren't from the generation where we grew up don't really give a care about digital versus physical or whatnot. I think they would just buy it. But as a lot of people have already stated, the PlayStation 5, I think, outsold the Xbox Series systems like 5-1. So that could be a little bit of an issue where it comes to that, because it's probably exclusive on Xbox first, and then maybe on PC, unless it came out on the PC at the exact same time as it came on the Xbox. And knowing Microsoft nowadays, it might be on Xbox. It might be on freaking PlayStation soon. So, sales are slow because people just stopped caring. I mean, I personally would like to buy it, but I want a physical copy, and I haven't played the first one yet. You can't talk to me. What you playing, man? I'm still trying to get through Dante's Inferno. I think I'm close. And then I got Donkey Kong Country Returns on the docket, and then Miles Morales. All this stuff people beat years ago.
He's still playing catch up, but that's
I'll be catching up in my casket.
Yeah, that's normal. I don't know about that. Playing video games in up in heaven.
Have you not seen those people that get posed at their wake? I've seen a dude like
with a controller in their hand,
something of the sort.
Yo,
that's funny.
That's funny.
Now, one other thing though, the Homelander trailer dropped for Mortal Kombat 1, and he's basically evil Superman. I mean, as far as like the way they designed him and everything, so it'd be interesting.
So they essentially just took the Injustice Superman and just put him in this game,
pretty much. Yeah.
And put a Homelander skin on him. Okay.
I mean, there was even rumors that Mortal Kombat 1 was originally Injustice 3 before they switched over and decided to just make it Mortal Kombat. As far as the play style, mechanics, and all of that. So who knows?
And Ken, to your extent, I mean, to the Hellblade 2, you got to really think about it. People are still playing other games. I think, and of course, I'm gonna bring this up. Call of Duty just dropped their fourth season, or they're coming out with their fourth season. And then Destiny 2, that's coming out with another season. I don't know if that's wrapping up or not, but that's another season that's dropping. And then X Defiant just came out as well. Everybody's playing that. So
everybody's been raving about that game.
Saying
it's like a COD killer. They're acting like it's a COD killer.
I don't think it's going to be a COD killer, but it's up there though. It's up there though. I think it needs a little bit more time to breathe before it gets that way. But Yeah, Hellblade. I think Hellblade just like took a second, like a back seat to all this new games that's dropped, and that's really why it's kind of like you said.
Well, I think the other thing you're running into, and Simon touched on it basically in what he was saying, games are more or less becoming games of service and platforms. That seems to be the goal for a lot of these companies to come out with a thing.
That's
And
what
then,
they're
okay, we're going to keep
trying.
telling you seasons upon seasons upon seasons. Because it's even NBA. Like when is the last true year that they release NBA? Because it feels like now they're just doing roster updates.
They've been doing roster updates for a very long time until they started changing how the games look. I mean, do you remember back? And I'm gonna go back for some of you guys. Back when they didn't call it NBA anything, they called it the two teams that were in the finals or something like that.
Bulls versus Lakers,
Yeah.
Bulls versus Celtics.
Yeah. Again, I understand that. What I'm saying is, it seems like it's been a very long time since I've heard them say NBA 2K24 or 23 or.
Oh no, it's a yearly
it's still
thing.
going.
It's every year.
Yeah,
But the thing is, it feels like they've literally run together, because every time I see new commercials for it, it seems like it's just they're releasing additional content for the game that's still, this current year or whatever. It doesn't feel like, oh, okay, it's the next year, here's the new game or whatever. It feels like they literally just games as service. Let's just add these little microtransactions and pile-ons and stuff.
And you know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Simon.
No, I'm sorry. It's like like you said, everything's like a game of service, because like, what is it? The duality just dropped for the Suicide Squad, and man, I've seen it. It's like, well, this game is this game's going downhill in the handbasket right now, because like,
I forgot it was out.
Dude, I had to found something. I just found like a little video on YouTube, and the guy was playing it. He was like, "Man, f this! I'm just gonna watch the clip of someone else playing it to get to the part," because he was still grinding it, and he was like, "Man, I'm done with this shit. I'm not even bothered with it."
Grand Finals gaming 2 months in a row. Congratulations! Keep it going.
Appreciate you, sir. So what I was gonna say, maybe this is a good topic, because talking about Cinema Saga, talking about like some of these other AAA games that seemingly don't seem to be garnering much attention. Maybe we need to have the conversation that game development has plateaued a bit.
It has.
Well, didn't we talk about this kind of a little bit last week, where it came to what Nintendo? No, did we talk about this in private?
We talked about it on Sunday, I think.
Yeah, where the former president of the one that passed away, Satoru Iwata, basically said years ago on E3 that the way Nintendo operates is not. They're not trying to make the biggest and the baddest, because it does hamper in a lot of ways. Because if you're consistently out there trying to make the biggest and the baddest graphics, sometimes the gameplay suffers. The development time takes so long for stuff to come out. And it's just a thing that needs to be toned down just slightly a little bit. And if you look at all the Nintendo systems, they're never the most powerful, but they still deliver some amazing games. And even the games that Nintendo themselves come out look great for that generation and can be put up against almost anything. They may not be, oh my gosh, this is 4K. Okay, it's not 4K, but it looks great. Oh, this is right here, doesn't look super realistic. Oh, but it still looks great. And Nintendo stuff, mind you. I'm not gonna say, because like Midway, we already know what they did on Mortal Kombat 1 for the Switch, and it looks like a PlayStation 2 game or PlayStation 1, whatever. Not 1, but whatever. But it could be a little bit of the development time. It could be like burnout for like some people. It could be that pay to play type stuff where everybody wants to just play the online games and just keep buying this DLC or whatever keeps coming until they come up with the new version.
And I'm be honest, I think that has a lot to do with the microtransactions of everything. Microtransactions culture may have really become a super detriment to to gaming in general. But that we'll put that off. We'll talk about that at another time.
Real quick, one last thing that goes in there.
Yeah,
and I've noticed this with a lot of the games, even some of the games that like I'll run across them in the store, and like for example PS5 stuff, I'll see it for like $20, and it's like, okay, hold on, this is only a couple months old. Like, what's the deal? And a lot of it is the single player campaign, the single player, story, the single player just fun is not in a lot of these games. Some of you flip them over, and it's just like, yep, there's no single player, it's online only. And as soon as that community of online players is gone, that game is worthless.
Yep.
With a lot of those releases, so it's just like, that's just not a good look, because I think Ash versus Evil Dead or Ash, something like that is a PS5 game, $20, but there's no single player. I'm like, it's Evil Dead. Are you kidding me? There's all sorts of story to tell right there. No single player, all online only. I'm like, hell no, that's not even worth my time.
Yeah, I don't even really play online anymore, if I'm being honest.
Me neither.
Anything I do, whether it be sports games or anything like that, I don't play first person shooters anymore. If it ain't got single player, I'm probably not interested because I just ain't got the time to be interested in an online only type thing. Prima's right. Couch co-op or no co-op. I like it. I hear you. Yeah. All right, let's get to what brought us together today. So we're talking about Nicholas Galitzine was just cast as He-Man. Not Prince Adam. They didn't say Prince Adam. They said He-Man in live action Masters of the Universe that is going to be coming from MGM and Amazon. So, a couple things with this. This isn't the first time that they've been trying to do a live action Masters of the Universe, even in the last 10 years. At one point, Noah Centineo, who played Atom Smasher in Black Adam, was attached to the project for a long time till he left because the movie has been in development hell. There's multitude of reasons why it might be in development hell.
Atom Smasher? The kid?
Atom Smasher. Yeah, the kid. Yeah.
When did this development? What was he, 4 when they asked him?
Yeah.
Like that kid was not that old looking in that film.
I agree. Crazy. He probably just has a youthful face, but yeah, he was attached to the He-Man project.
Okay.
At least 4 or 5 years ago that I remember. I think 3 or 4 years ago, maybe. But in any case, it could have been in development hell for multiple reasons. My belief. And say what's up to Sharita Jackson.
Hey, Sharita
over there
Jackson.
Holy moly.
On Facebook.
It's like a blast from the past.
My belief is that Masters of the Universe is one of those properties that is really hard to translate to live action. Now, Frank Langella's excellent Skeletor aside, the 1987 Masters of the Universe live action was kind of a campy,
Kind of? Oh, come on.
Yeah, kind of. Look, while it might be my guilty pleasure movie, even I, as much as I love that movie because it's so bad, know that it's a bad movie. But I love it because Frank Langella did his thing as Skeletor. He was great. Live action Masters of the Universe is just really hard to do. Not only because the lore isn't super, super deep, even though it's been expanded greatly now thanks to Kevin Smith and Revelations and other things. But I just feel like sword and sorcery, that type of thing, one is hard for audiences to get behind now. 2, the way the Masters of the Universe characters are always were, it's going to leave something to be desired in a translation to live action because anytime you saw He-Man, anytime you saw Beastman, anytime you saw Skeletor, anytime you saw any character that was part of the Masters crew, they were always swole as hell. Not a single human person alive, unless you're a steroided out of bodybuilder, can pull off that physique realistically. And then we got the other problem. Can they act?
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole other problem. If you're going to get a bunch of bodybuilders, they better be able to be believable. Because, man, I watched a really bad 80s flick with Amon-Ra St. Brown's father, who used to be Mr. Olympia, a super champion bodybuilder. He was terrible as an actor. Terrible.
Look at the Barbarian Brothers. I mean, look at all
those. There you go.
All those 80s, muscle-bound crazies that we had. Not crazies, but you know what I'm saying. What's up to Fallen Marvel over there in the chat? I think the other issue you run into with He-Man And it's not so much that people are not ready for sword and sorcery. I mean, you know, Conan obviously did it very well because you had Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was Mr. Olympia, you know, as the lead character. And it worked because he was the biggest guy, so to speak. I mean, obviously, Wilt Chamberlain was huge in the second one, and Andre the Giant played the giant beast or whatever at the end of the movie. But in a sense of muscularity, size, and everything, he was the biggest guy walking around the entire land. He-Man is a little bit different. You know, like I said, Skeletor looks just as swole as He-Man. He's just, for whatever reason, not as strong as He-Man. You guys had mentioned, I know in the pre-show, there was a 2002 He-Man, and also obviously the Netflix one.
Yeah,
I think if they do a mixture, if they do a mixture between those two, but lean more on the lore that was introduced in the Netflix one, maybe, possibly, who knows? They might be able to get something like this done. But there's a lot of stuff that makes He-Man a very challenging project to get off the ground.
Yes, and believability is one of them. I know we were talking in the pre-show about how they could possibly approach doing a live-action Masters of the Universe. And I think the conversation was, can you do CG? What do you guys think about Masters of the Universe where some of the characters, their physique is enhanced by CGI? Would that work? Because, and I'll turn it over to you guys in a second, but in the Facebook group, we were talking about Dolph Lundgren's portrayal as He-Man, and one person was like, well, Dolph Lundgren did the physique very well. And I was like, well, not really. Dolph Lundgren did not look as huge as He-Man. He was a smaller, more athletic version of he was like an athlete, but he wasn't like mountain of muscle. You know, I can move a mountain type of He-Man. Everybody remembers that episode of Masters of the Universe when He-Man was literally pushing a mountain. He was just running with that boy. Like, come on. You're not going to believe Dolph Lundgren, as small as he is going to be doing that. So just saying. But what do you guys think about CGI enhanced Masters of the Universe? Would that work? Why and right now? Dido, what do you think?
Well, I'm in the camp that I think that He-Man could do it. Now, I don't know what this guy's physique looks like, and he's probably, just based on the headshot that I saw, because I saw, you know, the headshot, him wearing the suit, what have you, he's probably going to be the Dolph Lundgren type size, I believe, because He-Man would be Conan size, Arnold Schwarzenegger. In fact, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Conan is smaller than he was when he was pumping for Mr. Olympia. Even though he was still big, he was still smaller than that. And Mr. Olympia, Arnold, is more than likely the size that we could portray He-Man, which they're not going to probably be able to find somebody that fits the character, fits the narrative, fits the idea. And we just have to think that it's not going to be necessarily that big of a dude. Yeah, that guy right there, he doesn't look like
that's him.
That's like, to me, seems like a Dolph Lundgren type build.
So not even.
Not even. I mean, but he could probably get into the pump. He can start pumping, but you know,
you get into the pump.
You get into the pump. Start pumping up. I mean, today's age, when it comes to a lot of the physicality, when it comes to a lot of settings, when it comes to like the CG, and comes a lot of that stuff is way better than we have ever had. And like we said in the pre-show, there was a Thanos, and we all know that Josh Brolin is not as big as Thanos. Doesn't look like Thanos. Has nothing to do with Thanos. So they'll be able to do something that it probably. Now, my biggest issue is not really the aesthetic of the thing, because I think they could do that. My biggest issue would be, is the story going to be good? Is it going to be as good as that Netflix one? Is it going to have, you know, me intrigued and be like, oh, this is freaking awesome? Or is it going to be cheesy? Who knows? I don't know. What did I punch?
I don't know, bro.
Liberty
Why
Twitcher.
my knuckles? Look at my fucking. I didn't remember punching anything.
You playing with Legos, man. You might have accidentally put your hand down in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I don't even know, dude.
All right, Liberty Twitcher has joined the Culture Junkie Nation.
Hello.
From
Liberty Twitcher.
from Twitch over there. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Twitch, Liberty Nation.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Liberty Twitcher.
Simon says, oh, I'm sorry. Were you going to say something, GQ?
Man. No. Simon, go ahead. Simon,
go ahead, sir.
I don't think so. The guy, what I saw from the pictures, he probably would be a decent Prince Adam. But Okay, here's my also thoughts too. And I know we were talking about the character itself, but you got to think of the other characters that are non-humans as well. The like Oracle, with Cringer, Battlecat. Those characters are going to be CGI, and yeah, I mean that could be done. But again, I don't know how that's going to look with like just the physiques and all that stuff. I think those will be a lot more easier than just like I don't know CGI the characters. I don't know. Maybe it might be it might be dope. I don't know, but we just have to wait.
Now, Iguana just said Martin Ford is the only person I believe is He-Man. Now, this is Martin Ford.
Yeah, that dude is
that guy could do it. Now, tattoos aside, because you can cover those up with makeup.
Yeah, and again, wig.
The problem is going to be obviously
Can he
if
act?
he's that bald. I wasn't even gonna say that. I was more worried about his wig. What kind of wig you gonna put on this man's head?
You're gonna look stupid.
Make him look like He-Man.
You're gonna look stupid.
Exactly.
You're gonna be like,
that's what I'm talking about.
Here's the thing though, the dude is 6'8" though.
Yeah,
they got a picture of him staring down Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, wow, right here. Yeah, right here. Staring down Brock Lesnar. He's 6'8", and then here's him next to the Mountain from Game of Thrones. Now, see the Mountain.
No,
the Mountain was in Game of Thrones. So no, that's the Mountain. That's the Mountain that's standing next to him, and the Mountain's bigger than him. Now, the Mountain needs to be in Masters of the Universe too.
I'm just saying.
He was standing next to Batista too. He made Batista look small.
Well, Batista has gotten smaller over the years anyway. But oh wow.
Look at this man.
You could have the Mountain. The Mountain could be Beast Man.
True.
The Mountain could be a good Beast Man. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. But the thing
Ford
is, though,
that's a good one.
the thing is, and again, this is one part of the topic, obviously. But I think one of the issues is going to be and that's always been the problem with He-Man. Everybody's as buff as He-Man walking around, except for the women. And you know that in and of itself is just like, okay, what kind of a story are you going to possibly tell? I think that's part of the reason, amongst a million other things, is why the Dolph Lundgren one came to Earth, basically. So it's like, okay, we don't have to deal with everybody's supposed to be, big and strong like He-Man, or at least look like they're big and strong. So who knows? But I mean, He-Man is just one of many projects that I think would be challenging, even in this day and age of we can pretty much do everything that you can put your mind to.
So if not, okay, but this brings up the other aspect of the other angle of the conversation is that some properties just don't lend themselves well to live action, even enhanced with CG. My belief is that Masters of the Universe is one of them, because there's certain things that in the way they depicted the story and the way they've drawn and developed the characters, I don't think you could realistically do that in live action. I do think there's other properties where I think even trying to do them in live action would be problematic. Number one on my list would be Dragon Ball. Number two on my list, probably, I don't want to say Naruto, but I think Naruto would be a very close second that you couldn't do it. It'd be very difficult. Now,
I think you can do it because Naruto's just a ninja. Now, just go into your brain stacks in any ninja movie that was Japanese that had like, some sort of, unbelievable stuff, walking up walls, they're doing all that stuff. Now take that and then just put in a little bit more of that. I mean, I think Naruto definitely could be something.
Not only that, look at Canon Films, American Ninja.
Oh wow!
That one ninja at the end, the evil ninja master had a flamethrower, a gun, lasers, all of this stuff coming out of his wrist. So a little bit of jutsus here and there is not going to be difficult for them to do.
Oh yeah, he's right. Team is right.
Ninja Assassin, Dragon Ball Z. Honestly,
well, I think I also think Hand of Omega.
Ninja Assassin definitely was everything Naruto.
Yeah, Hand of Omega's right. He said, I would agree with Ken. But One Piece Live proves this wrong. Now, he's right in the aspect of that One Piece Live did do a really good translation of it. But that's like the first season. Wait till they get to even crazier characters. No matter what you want to say, Arlong looked weird.
He did kind of look weird.
He looked weird. So wait till they get to even
how did Luffy work? Because I haven't watched it yet. How did Luffy?
He worked.
He worked because they did a bunch of camera tricks to basically camera tricks and CG to enact the stretchy his stretchy powers, his gum powers. And that part was easy to do. I felt like Luffy was never the problem in a live action One Piece, in my opinion. Luffy was never going to be the problem. It was going to be the other characters like Arlong that I thought was going to be the problem. And in some ways, I think I was proven right with the way Arlong looked on the screen. Now, I did like the One Piece live action. Don't get me wrong. I just felt like there were some problems with it. Now, what do you guys think? What other problems do you think probably wouldn't work well in live action? Do you think
your namesake,
Kenshin? Or
Fist of the North Star.
Oh, Fist of the North Star. Oh, no.
Come on, dude.
We don't want to talk about that.
No, hold on.
Gary Daniels? Gary Daniels, Fist of the North Star? No, man. Let's not even talk about that.
Here's the thing. That movie actually could have worked. It was just, it came out before they were ready to do
too soon.
It was way too soon. But they hit a lot of the beats from the anime.
They were only thing they were missing that I would like to have seen. Of course, the whole head explosion, but like Ray, how would they
cut him out of the movie altogether?
How, because his power, his like technique is like really. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it's smooth. His
Ray.
Well, I mean, Cube, the movie Cube gave us that though, like in the sense of being able to do that. So that's doable. It's definitely doable. It's just a matter of that movie came out well before they were able to really, do it justice and do it proud. For One Piece, I'll start watching One Piece once Boa Hancock gets in the movie. I'm sorry, in the show.
Gets in the series, we'll see. Because even Nami, I felt like as much as I like the girl that played Nami, she wasn't like the Nami I thought we were gonna get.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you do not remember first season One Piece the anime, Nami was not the Nami now. She was not the Nami. She went on some island and got some,
enhancements, upgrades.
TTL drizzies going on instead of
TTL drizzies. I love it. She got some coconuts.
She got something going on with that because it completely different than the first time you see her.
Yeah.
So
let's see. Hannah Omega says, who would you cast as Rao today? Not having Rao in that Fist of the North Star also kind of really just was like.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I think what it really was just they were running into there's too many different things to do, trying to do a live action. Because remember, even out of that actual movie, Shin was basically the villain of the movie until Rao showed up. It's like, by the way, I want to be. He's like, I just want to take over at everything. So they basically had two antagonists in that film. It was just, that's why I always looked at that film as like, this is kind of two movies in one.
No, Hannah Omega, Batista's he's getting his role ready for with Kenpachi. He got that beard going on. He getting that role ready for he's casting himself for that role.
Batista would think himself beneath Fist of the North Star nowadays.
Probably. I think he would.
I'm sorry, but it would be beneath him. I apologize. I said that backwards. But yeah.
Preem says Mashal can never be live action. It would become across as a Harry Potter porn parody. Really?
Wait, what?
Really?
Wow.
A Harry Potter porn parody? Really?
Wow. Now, one that we talked about extensively in the pre-show was Voltron. Now,
yes.
Is Voltron now again not vehicles? Because let's be real. If you try to get all them vehicles piled on top of each other, that's just going to look silly.
They're basically Transformers in a sense.
Yeah, if we go Lions, how would it work if it could work?
So the argument that it could work is the 30-something years, 40-something years of Super Sentai shows that we've had. Just them alone proves that Voltron could possibly work. They would have to CG the lions and make them look really good. Could they do that? Yes, I think they could. So I do think Voltron could work. I do think Voltron could work.
As a movie or a TV series?
I feel like as a movie. Like you would have to take parts of Voltron and like if you took we remember the original show, even if you just did the original show and never did Legendary Defender, If you did the first three or four episodes of Voltron, the anime when it first came out, where they went to Planet Doom, were captured on Planet Doom, escaped from Planet Doom, went to Eris, discovered the Secret Alliance, and then formed Voltron for the first time. That could be a first movie right there. Like they could just take that and just do that as a movie.
I mean, they did come out with a live action Power Rangers movie. Now, granted, people may not have liked it, but
it wasn't. It wasn't good. It wasn't.
I'm just saying that the CG and the whatnot. So I think it would be similar to that.
I think the issue I had with that Power Rangers movie, and also even what you described with Voltron, yes, you have to introduce it to an audience that's never seen it, but damn, was it slow getting to that point. Like, them getting to the Power Rangers actually, getting together and being a team.
Yep.
It was like, yeah, I understand that this is an origin movie. That's why even with a Voltron, it's like, I'd almost be like, look, y'all got to just do some homework. Get Peter Cullen there to do that damn narration. Start that movie right up. Voltron already exists. The team is already formed. Let's do this. Because I don't want to sit through a 2-hour movie and you get like 2 minutes of Voltron. Blazing Sword, we're done. So I'm like, come on.
So in rebuttal to that, right? My rebuttal to that would be, I think the problem with the Power Rangers live action movie is they spent way too much time on characters' backstories and setting things up. With Voltron, you would have to skip that. You would have to skip the whole backstory thing. They're already, the space explorers. They're going to Planet Doom to, try and discover the secret of Voltron. They get captured and they have to escape. You can learn a little bit more about them as we go along, but don't spend no backstory flashback. No, none of that. None of that. Don't waste time with that. Learn as you go along. That's all they could do. What else do you guys think wouldn't work in live action?
Wouldn't work in live action.
I mean, it's for me, like I said, it's kind of hard to say that nowadays because so much stuff has come out that we didn't think. Yu Yu Hakusho came out live action, and you wouldn't think that would be done. Though
granted,
it was very truncated.
It wasn't good though.
I didn't think it was that bad. It just was. It was too heavily truncated. What I mean by that is that when you take something that is a series and try to squish it into one, 2 hour, hour and a half, whatever, you got to cut out so much stuff, and a lot of that stuff needs the character development and whatnot. But like, it didn't look bad. Now the thing is what you're going off of. If you're going off of like if it was good based on how it looks, or is it just good based on how you feel watching it? I mean, based on how it looks, Yu Yu Hakusho, I think, did a fucking good job. And that's why it's kind of hard for me to say that they can't do anything. It's just that our imagination is not going to be what their imaginations are. They're not going to do the stuff one-to-one. It can't be one-to-one because I believe there was a time we didn't think they could do Transformers. Now, mind you, the Transformers is not the Transformers we grew up with. But
it's getting there.
Transformers.
It's getting there.
It is getting there, but that's not my point. My point is that we didn't think they were going to do Transformers, and they did do Transformers. Big, gigantic robots that transformed on screen, had a story, looked good on the screen, and they did it very well. So I think all of that stuff is 100% possible. You get the right person. I mean, hell, yeah. Even though you think about it, you got the freaking
I'm with Fallen Marvel. Stay away from Attack on Titan.
Like, what about Inhumanoids?
Yeah.
Inhumanoid?
Wow.
That's actually
Inhumanoids really live action.
Wow.
That's that would be very interesting to see them try.
Yeah.
Okay. The Aston Martin. Okay. Nice.
Looks good.
Not bad.
Yeah, that does look good. Even came with a bond to put in there.
Oh, yeah. And a bunch of license plates.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see if they could do Inhumanoids. Because I mean,
Preem, I think that's a little rough, man. He says look good is relative. The last Transformers movie looked like Spy Kids. That's rough, man. I don't know about that. You might have thought the story was a little bit too childish. Okay, I'll grant you that. But the Transformers themselves, I thought they looked good. Didn't they do a live action Attack on Titan in Japan, Hand of Omega? Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
And it was not good. It was not good.
Well, I mean, good. Yeah, it's so much. I don't think it's so much specifically being about good or not good, like Dido said. It's just, can it be done, and are they doing some of these things? Because one that I've always wanted them to approach, and is very, in my opinion, doable. Is this? It might be an old IP. Is Mask. Mask, as
they were supposed to.
I'm glad you said Mask because that almost starts to make me think what other 80s properties could be revived now, which could work, right? And Grand Finals Game is Tekken clearly doesn't work in live action, although that live action Tekken didn't work. That doesn't necessarily mean Tekken itself couldn't work.
Yeah, because the new anime was actually good. Did you see the original anime?
Yeah.
Oh, original anime.
We saw the original anime. Gaming. Did you see the anime from the 90s? The Tekken anime from the 90s. The movie was way better than that.
That one, the Tekken one was rough. The Samurai Showdown one was rough. Art of Fighting was rough. Like, come on, man. It was all of them.
Virtual Fighter
was bad. Virtual Fighter was bad. All of those fighting game ones was bad. The only one that was good. Only two that were good. Fatal Fury and Street Fighter. That's it. Those are the ones that were good.
Actually, they've never actually, as far as I know, have attempted to do Fatal Fury live action. They did King of Fighters.
They did do King of Fighters.
Yeah, exactly. That was terrible.
I'm a cop.
Well, don't forget you had Itty Bitty Mai too. But
Mai with no TTLs.
Yeah. So but no, like Fatal Fury as straight up, like the first movie is probably the easiest one to do. I'm talking about like Fatal Fury the Motion Picture.
Yes.
Could they go that far and could they make it, could it work? Because first one is easy. First one is just fighting Geese Howard and whatnot. But could they go like balls to the wall, crazy mystical? Yeah, Krauser. All of that. Could they do that crazy? Fatal Fury the Motion Picture where Geese gets the Raging Storm for the first time.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, a lot of that stuff, in my honest opinion, had they took the anime story and just live action did, it probably wouldn't have been so bad because a lot of the times the stories are done real well, but they don't ever do that, and then they don't know what the heck they're doing. So, I mean, the Tekken movie I think was better than the Tekken anime, but that's just me. But I think they could do Tekken well if you just get somebody behind the story that actually wants to tell, because Tekken has so much lore. It has so much lore, so much story. You should be able to but you need to have a good screenwriter and a director that can pull the stuff and make it look great. So,
but that Dead or Alive movie was not.
We don't talk about that. Wasn't that the one? Didn't that have Dennis Rodman in it as Zach? Or am I imagining that?
That was the same guy that played Raven in the Tekken movie.
Okay, gotcha.
I forgot his name, the actor's name. I think it's Brian White or something like that is his name. But,
so
it had like Devin Aoki and Jamie Priestley, a couple other.
Dead or Alive was fun.
Kevin Nash, absolutely. It's just Eric Roberts with them future glasses was all over the place, silly though. But everything else was fine.
I thought it was funny that Kevin Nash played the wrestler, and he was the wrestler.
He was perfect as Bass. He was perfect as Bass.
Yeah. So Hand of Omega and Preem both back to back was just like he was like, I want to see if a live action Turbo Team. Oh shit, you spilled some beans on me. I'm a fucking Tesla now. And imagine Turbo Team's live action transformation. That would just be hilarious. Honestly, as a comedy Turbo Team would be trippy as hell. Like you could not watch that sober. You would have to be high as fuck watching that movie.
Okay, hold on. Grand Finals Gaming. I know that they were doing Mortal Kombat 2, a follow up to that questionable Mortal Kombat reboot.
Yes.
But
live action Street Fighter.
I didn't realize the live action Street Fighter was coming. Another one.
Where's that? Yeah, where's that coming?
But is it going to be Legend of Guile?
Right. Exactly.
So, but shout out. I remember. I think it was a post from this past week. Do you know it was 10 years ago this week that we got Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, that live action short web series that we got, where Mike Mo was Ryu and we have Ryu and Ken and Goken and Akuma. I'll never forget the Akuma in that one. He looks so weird.
Yeah.
After you transform, after you got the Satsui no Hado, he looked so weird after that one. But practical fighting that they did was actually really, really good. It was very impressive. If you've never seen a Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, you should go and watch it if you're a Street Fighter fan. It was really good. Yeah, Legendary and Capcom just revealed a logo for a new movie a few days ago. What? Really? Okay. Grand Finals Gaming. Put me up on game. Okay. Let's go check this out.
I like Marcus Superior. He said Legend of Zelda That would be kind of a cool
Well,
live action
they're
movie.
planning to do that, I hear, too.
It would be.
I mean, they've been planning that in probably Metal Gear Solid for the last 40 years. It feels
Mario
like.
did well. That's the thing. Because Mario did well, then Nintendo's like, oh, maybe we can do something with this because the reason why there was no other Nintendo movies before that is because the first Mario Brothers movie, which if it wasn't set in the dinosaur land, it probably wouldn't have been so bad because if you think about it, the new Mario movie was the exact same plot. Except for Mario and Luigi never left each other's side.
They're gonna cast Jack Black as Ganon and have him sing
yeah. Zelda. Like the same song. Ratchet and Clank live action. No, they did a CG live
they did
CG movie. Ratchet and Clank already.
I mean, hold on.
That's literally
it's gonna be
Are you guys asking for Zelda live action or Zelda animated though?
Oh, Zelda live action.
Live action.
Okay.
They can do live action.
Could work. Just based off of what they've done with Lord of the Rings, they could easily do a Zelda live action. No problem.
Okay, fair enough.
No problem.
Fair enough.
Fallen Marvel, Metal Gear Solid is in development. Hell, Konami don't have the capital. Now, see, this isn't. remember, guys. The topic isn't properties that can't be done in live or that could be done in live action because we know Metal Gear Solid could, Zelda could, Street Fighter could. This is ones that we think couldn't be done in live action.
They all can be done.
No. Okay. Let me rephrase.
Even Cyberbots
could be. Wow. Well, Cyberbots, yes, Cyberbots could be done. But what I'm saying is, could be done and translate well to the screen.
The thing is, it's always hard to say because a lot of times you get these directors. I'm a director. I don't look at any other media. I used to watch movies in college, but since I started making movies, I no longer have time to watch them. So I don't know what people want, but this is what I'm going to do. If you get somebody that's like that as a director, you're going to get a piece of shit fucking thing. If they don't actually have seen the source, they have to see the source a little bit. You don't have to follow the source. You got to see it because you'll be able to inject something. But if you don't get to see, the problem is all of it can be done. Will you get the right people to do it? That's the hardest question.
Okay, so here's one that I think could not be done, right? And Marcus Superior Prior is as not with Link being a mute. You could do it with Link being a mute.
Link wasn't mute in the cartoon. Excuse me, princess.
He wasn't, and I would definitely love to have that treatment of it. But one I think probably couldn't be done in live action is as much as, and it's been in development hell for like 30 years. And that would be Macross / Robotech.
Nope.
And the reason why I say it couldn't be done in live action is not because I don't think you could accurately translate the spirit of what Macross is supposed to be about and center the whole thing around a pop star and the main villains are completely thrown off by any form of physical affection or singing. No one's going to buy. No one's going to buy that. No one's going to buy that in live action.
Could do it,
huh?
Jimmy Cameron could do it.
Let him concentrate on give me another Alita Battle Angel, please.
I mean, look at Alita. He didn't even really do that. He produced it. Freaking Robert Rodriguez did that crap. James Cameron could easily do it. I think if James Cameron was behind Ghost in the Shell would have been fire. If James Cameron was like in charge of almost any anime property you put out there, I think it'd be fire because he's a good director that can either A, has a great vision on how to put stuff out, and B, he's also a fan of certain stuff. He was a fan of these things. He's watching these things like, look, that would make great, live action. So I think that it's 100% possible. It's just the people behind it. You got the CG. You don't have the CG. You got freaking makeup artists that make things look great. If you don't have the makeup artists, you have all the stuff that will bring those fantasies, those comic book stuff to light. You have it. You just have to have the people.
Okay, you are a super optimist in that regard.
Very.
I will give you that. I just don't believe like
the thing is because you're conflating the certain stuff. We talked about so much stuff that became live action. Tekken became live action. Was it good? No, because the people behind it didn't do it right.
But that's what I mean.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying. the people behind it, like if you look at the behind the scenes stuff of how things were rushed and the development hell things went through, the right people did not bring it out. That's mainly it. Tekken, Street Fighter, the newest Mortal Kombat. The newest Mortal Kombat could have been great had they freaking not made this. I don't even know his name anymore. The main character, or had they put him in there, he would have just been a vessel for Scorpion to come back. And Scorpion, his soul takes over my man's body, and he becomes Scorpion. That'd be something that we as gamers and we who love the medium would do if we had the ability to make it, even if you had that same script. If they didn't make Cole, not Cole, but a vessel for Scorpion, everybody would have been like, this is not that bad.
No, that's true.
They can do it.
That's true.
That's not the issue of making it look like how you want it to look or bringing it out. The issue is the screenwriters. The issue is the directors. The issue is some of the actors.
I will say this.
Poor casting.
I will say this. Hannah Omega saying just don't have her be explicitly be Min-May, be an original character. See, that's part of the problem. If you're going to translate Macross and you're going to have it be accurate, Min-May's got to be like one of the biggest parts of it. She's got to be one of the biggest parts of it. Yep. It's got to be Misa Hayase or Lisa Hayes, and it's got to be Rick Hunter or Hikaru Ichijo and Min-May. All three of them have to be in it, and it has to be believable. Now, a Macross property that I know 100% would work in live action would be Macross Plus, because Sharon Apple being a virtual, basically a virtual idol that is AI driven, that would work perfectly today.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's too much Macross backstory you would have to put into it in order for it to work. That's all.
Well,
that's
the thing is, you can do Macross and even have Min-May and all of that. You just have to tweak it and make it make sense. Some of the stuff you listed is pure anime trope, and some of that is just straight garbage for a story.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
But the thing is, you don't have to put everything in there either. Okay. With Thanos was really well translated. They took out his main motivation out of the comics because it would have made him look like a simp. It would have made him look like just straight up like a whipped simp. Like, okay, Thanos, you doing all this for a girl? This is stupid. They took that out because that's a dumb motivation, and they made something that made sense.
So if they modified it that the Zentradi weren't enraptured by Min-May's Siren song, and maybe that they could play up the whole, we're a male dominated race that have no women, have no physical connection, we're bred simply for war. We don't know the concept of love. I do think that part of it could work if done right. The whole, Min-May singing and, basically rallying them to their side. I just can't see that part of it working. Like
I said, so that's the type of stuff you can definitely cut out. I think the issue is, and Dido has a very strong point here, everything can be translated. I think where the disconnect is whether or not it can be translated to something that's going to actually make money. That's where these studios, that's where these studios really want their motivation. They don't really care about the art. They want the money. And it's a business. I completely understand that. But sometimes there seems like there's such a huge valley of disconnect between, okay, this is what the source material is, and you guys are like way over here on Mars somewhere with like what you're trying to do using the name of this very popular property. I think if we can kind of bridge that gap, a lot of these weird, crazy, off-the-wall projects probably could get made. This is
Attack on Titan.
Yes,
I've never been a fan of it, but I'm sure it can be done. I think it already has been done.
It was done in Japan, like they said, and yes, it can be done. But again, you got to have the right person, the visionary behind it. Because if you don't have that person, it's going to be ass.
Okay,
it's 100%.
Marcus said Silverhawks, Thundercats, F-Zero.
Yeah.
Now Thundercats, I could see.
I don't want to see Thundercats for one reason.
Cats.
Snarf.
Yep.
Snarf.
No, not Snarf. Not Snarf.
Well, Silverhawks.
You already had it right. Darth Vader's Jiggly Bit said it perfectly. It was the live action Cats. I don't want to see that because that's
that movie bombed. That movie was terrible, bro.
Yeah.
That movie was terrible.
I mean,
man.
Here's the thing. Thundercats can be done. You cannot make them look like cats, though.
Yeah,
in the sense of like Cats, the movie.
Yeah.
You have to come up with some really cool kick-ass, even if it's makeup or whatever. Actually, it can't be makeup. That's probably part of the problem. The makeup just looks silly. It has to be some type of kick-ass look. Got to get a black dude to be Panther. I'm sorry.
100%. Yes.
I'm being straight up.
Hey, you might as well get Michael J. White. Get Michael J. White play Panther.
There you go. But Thundercats could be done because it's not a difficult story. It's just the look is what you got to get around.
Yeah,
and
that right there would be the weird look. The Silverhawks, they did again. I'll go back to Power Rangers. Yeah, we didn't care for the movie, but because they did a Power Rangers live action, and not even just the Power Rangers live action recently. They did it back in the 90s. Silverhawks can be done, and they can have their CG looking stuff that actually looks pretty cool. The Silverhawks ain't nothing but fucking Power Rangers with, silver fucking suits or whatever. I mean, they're not Power Rangers, but you get what I'm saying. You got a team of people trying to take out, another dude back. It's Power Rangers. It was fucking Sentai show. Silverhawks is a Sentai show. Anything that's a Sentai show that can be done. Anything that has spaceships. Anything that can have, because like you said, Gundam's a bunch of spaceship, and Gundam could do it.
Gundam is easy.
Yeah, Gundam
is easy.
Pacific Rim. So the look is always the easiest part. I mean, some stuff they don't get, like I said, Kite. I don't know if anybody's seen a live action of Kite. They tried really hard, and Kite should have been really easy to do because
it should have been.
Yeah. But you didn't have the right visionary behind it. You had somebody who was like, "Oh, that looks cool as shit. Let me inject my own stuff into it instead of."
Just, you mean Zack Snyder got his hand on Kite? Is that what you're saying?
It wasn't Zack Snyder, because it would actually. I think if Zack Snyder did Kite, it would have been fucking cool as shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Kite was fucking had some cool ass fucking scenes, like the motherfucking scene where she, fighting the people in the bathroom and. They both end up tossed out of the freaking window, and he's trying to shoot her. He's on top, and then smash on top of the thing, and boom, boom, fall all the way down to the subway, and then the shit blows up, and she gets tossed out of the. Zack Snyder would have been able to do that with his eyes fucking closed, and it would have been great.
It would have taken 6 or 7 hours for that scene to be over.
Yeah, probably.
Slow-mo with all the slow-mo,
yeah. But I think he would have made it look cool as shit. The guy knows how to make shit cool as hell. And as long as he's not injecting too much of his own smell into it, spectacle, he can make the shit look great.
If you really think about it, that's kind of what Sucker Punch kind of was. A little bit.
Sucker Punch was a music video.
Long
ass fucking music video. Different music videos.
Absolutely. GoBots is another one I don't think they could ever do right.
I
know it's Transformers adjacent, but I'm just saying.
Like, who would want to do that? Okay, so Hand of Omega's like Parasite. I mean,
Parasite has live actions on Netflix.
And it actually looks really good too.
It's not bad. I watched the first few episodes.
Grand Finals Game Speed Racer did exist as a movie.
And Speed Racer, I thought was a spectacle. I liked it when it came out.
Was it the Wachowskis that did that, or was it somebody else?
Yeah,
it was the Wachowskis did that. But admittedly, Speed Racer was very problematic in that it was completely whitewashed. Completely whitewashed.
I mean,
there wasn't an Asian person in that entire thing.
If you look at Speed Racer anime, they look white.
Not Racer X.
No, the guy, he played what was the guy's name in Ninja Assassin? That
guy was in it.
Yeah, he's in it. Rain.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Where is he?
Oh yeah, and also to Hannibal Omega's Leisure Suit Larry. Yeah, that is on the hub, so you can check that out.
Okay.
Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop was already made.
So he said,
I think he's making a joke.
I think he's making a joke. Cowboy Bebop could never work in live action. He's saying.
I didn't hate Cowboy Bebop.
I didn't hate it either. I think
the anime is 100% better.
Some things worked, some things didn't. I don't think it was a bad production.
And My Little Pony.
You got the bronies, all of you, for that My Little Pony.
Disturbing. Yo, that's funny.
Hannibal Omega, you might as well go Rainbow Bright. Hell.
Yo, There you go.
Wow.
There's one that I don't know.
If they did Jim, they can do Rainbow Bright.
They didn't do Jim well.
No,
It's not about
a lot of what. See, there you go. That was something that they took away the whole entire. The reason was Jim, and that's why when you get the bad movies, because they don't take what was there and then turn it into live action, but keep the freaking roots, keep the freaking the thing that we liked about it, and then that's what makes it sucks. I like Berserk 100% could work. Yes. Berserk would be Game of Thrones meets Hellraiser 100% with the right person.
It has to keep all the gory parts.
All the gory parts,
all the horror
stuff that
in Berserk, you got to keep it.
Yeah,
got to keep it. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
All right, so we've hit a ton of anime because again, anime is very strong storytelling and all that sort of thing. What are some video games that just outright probably would never work?
I like that.
As a live action. Which one?
Spider. And you going, what Spider?
No, I've seen it. The one with
one game.
Robotic Spider or something?
Spider, yes.
Yeah.
That who would want to watch a movie about Spider?
Now,
Mega Man would be kind of difficult.
Now we're talking live action, right? We're talking live action.
Live action Mega Man.
You can do CG. You could do CG all day long. That doesn't count. That's not fair.
Live action Mega Man probably wouldn't do too well because it just would look. I think if they tried to make him look like that, he looks stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, hell, we've all worn the Buster Cannon on our hand. It just no.
Don't look right.
No. Anybody that's bought those Astro Boy boots.
How tall is Mega Man supposed to be?
I don't know.
Is he supposed to be the size of a boy, or is he supposed to be like a man?
He's supposed to be a boy.
He's called Rockman in Japan,
right?
Mega Man.
But I think he was always like a kid. Like
how tall?
Now, granted, we're looking at sprites, so technically, who knows how tall Dr. Light or Wily is supposed to be?
Mega Man is 4'4".
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
That's not gonna work.
That's
not gonna work.
Metroid might.
Metroid in live action. Now they would have to put some serious work into that.
Takeem, they already technically did Titanfall. It was called Atlas.
Oh shit! You're right. You're right. That Jennifer Lopez movie. Yes, the Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, I put that in the queue. I want to see that.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, ask y'all if y'all seen it yet.
Iguana Man saying God of War.
God of War will work. Again,
I think it will work.
Problem is the people who I want to see as Kratos are old now. I don't want to see Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I thought Triple H probably would have made a great Kratos.
Oh, Triple H shaved his head. Just had that beard. I'm like, dude, that's Kratos right there.
Awesome Kratos.
And then now that he's got that heart condition, I know obviously he's running WWE. He definitely can't do it, but he would have been perfect as Kratos back when they changed his look. I was like, oh my goodness, Kratos, that's Kratos right there.
You're saying, Iguana Man, are you saying Metroid couldn't work as live action?
I think Metroid could have worked. Metroid has a problem, though.
Work?
Go ahead, Idol. Metroid's problem is what?
Metro's problem is Samus is a bounty hunter, and Nintendo doesn't know what bounty hunters are. Because I was told Retro Studios wanted to make a Metroid game where she was an actual bounty hunter going after bounties or whatnot. And Nintendo's like, no. What are bounty hunters? What do they do? No, that's not what they do.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
What?
So she's been a bounty hunter for all these years and they didn't know what the hell it was?
She's not going after bounties at all. She's never been after a freaking bounty.
Right. Well, let's not forget that for her first game, she didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
True.
Like at all, had no speaking lines. Now, granted, if you do the alien style thing or alien thing where she's isolated and just herself running around, I still think that could be boring because I still didn't go see that movie with my man who couldn't talk, but he had internal dialogue through the whole movie.
Oh boy, what you call it? Boy Kills World. Nah, dude, that movie was great.
I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying I didn't get to go see it, but that's kind of an example of like if you do Samus true to what the game is, she would basically just be talking to herself the whole time.
Because
it's not supposed to be anybody else.
That was the people complained about that because Metroid Other M, probably the only one on the panel that played it to completion. She did a lot of talking, and everybody complained. Oh my God, why is she talking? Why does she sound so melancholy? Why did blah blah blah? It's like how is she supposed to sound? She's supposed to be like, hey, I went on the thing right now, and I was going to beat that, and then there's a Metroid right there to suck my energy. And that thing was right great.
If you're gonna do a Metroid live action movie, and you're gonna say most of the time the focus is literally just Samus. There's no man in the chair, right? And all she's doing is running around, platforming around Zebes, looking to capture a Metroid, or basically, and has to destroy Mother Brain. That's going to get boring really fast.
It would have to be like Other M, because literally the only Metroid that had a story, that had cutscenes, that had any kind of dialogue was Other M, and everybody complained about it.
I think I own that game. You're right. I think I have that game. You're right. I'd never played through the whole thing, but it did feel better. Like as far as the gameplay was actually more fun for me.
Bayonetta would be dope.
It was not a Metroid.
It would just never get
because it was very linear.
Bayonetta would never get made.
Wasn't Other M made?
Well, yeah, it won't get made because of her hair.
Yeah, I remember that.
Not just her hair, man. Not just her hair.
Well,
you're talking about Bayonetta.
Oh, yeah.
Not just her hair.
The story might be problematic for
that ain't the problem.
Yeah, you're right. That's it's just kind of
You forgot about that whole other part, right? That whole other part, you just forgot about that.
Yeah, I did. But you reminded me.
I don't think you do Beautiful Joe. You couldn't do Beautiful Joe in live action. I don't think
that would be kind of tough, right there. I couldn't see that one as a live action. A cartoon, yes, but as a live action.
Come on, Grand Finals. Come on, man. Really? Come on, man. Come on, man. Lego Star Wars live action. Come on, man. Really? Come on, man. Really? Lego Star Wars live action? Come on.
That would be funny.
That would be funny. Bloody Roar movie. I don't know if you could.
I don't know the story of Bloody Roar, but anything that has fighting in it.
Now we're getting super obscure. We're pulling Atari arcade games now. Joust.
Hold on.
Joust?
Wasn't Joust in Pixels?
Probably.
Yes. Yes, I think it was. Yes,
and I like Pixels, man. Fuck the world.
Pixels was fun. Pixels was a fun movie. I don't know why people was trying to judge it like it's supposed to be a serious movie. Dude, it's like video games.
Because you can't have entertaining movies anymore. Dude.
I guess
you can't just sit back, turn your brain off, and have entertaining movies. Because we had that shit in the 80s. I mean, you trying to tell me that Last Starfighter was just so much better than Pixels? It was a fun movie.
Yeah. That's a movie that should get remade if we be in 100.
Yeah.
Last Starfighter. I would love to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that remade.
Dang, it was just on the tip of my tongue. I was just gonna say it. Oh well, I forget. Maybe they'll come back to me.
All right. So Hannah Omega said they made a Rampage movie, so why not a Bloody Roar movie?
Why not?
I mean, I'm not saying that they couldn't do it. This is Bloody Roar is so obscure for probably a lot of people of this generation.
I didn't watch Rampage. Was Rampage good?
I enjoyed it.
That was The Rock. That was The Rock's movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
George. That was his
like they did the Tick. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Which one?
He said, Takeem says, do Beautiful Joe like they did the last live action Ticket. Practical choreography. Yeah. I mean, that would be fine because the Tick is something you wouldn't think that was live action. And they did it twice.
Yeah, they did.
Spoon.
Yeah, they would.
Wait a minute. Did the Tick ever come out on Blu-ray or anything? Because I want that whole
the first one or the second one?
The cartoon.
The cartoon?
Yeah, the cartoon.
Not 100% sure.
I need to find that because the cartoon was so fun.
Katamari Damacy, you could not do probably.
That was probably would be a very bad movie.
That would be funny as hell for them to try.
No. Come out, got it.
That would be funny as hell.
I got it. You guys love disaster movies. The movie would be set up as a fucking disaster movie where you got people who they're not in the game, but they're trying to avoid getting wrapped up into a ball. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then you just start seeing like small things. First, you see somebody's house inside their house just fucking turn into a star, and then it'd be the fucking neighborhood, and they're trying to piece together the disaster that's happening.
You know what that movie would be? It'd be that one episode of Justice League Unlimited that focused on Booster Gold. And it was like that scientist that suddenly had a black hole that appeared in his chest, and he was walking around the neighborhood and didn't realize he was sucking people in. Yeah. That would be basically that Katamari movie.
There you go.
It'd be a weird. One person starts this whole chain of events that just gets worse and worse and just blows into snowballs into something crazy.
If you're gonna give us suggestions, at least make it the games that actually have stories behind them. Fallen Marvel said Paperboy.
Hey. I bet they could make a kick-ass Paperboy movie.
I bet you they could.
I bet you they
and I got it.
He's
a paper boy. He's riding down the street delivering the papers, right? And then he gets to the one house. It's the black and gray house, but then somebody gets murdered inside the house, and he has to ride his bike around the town and deliver his paper while not trying to get murdered by the guy because he saw him. There you go.
I was gonna say the reason he sees the murder is because he threw the paper through the window.
Yeah,
he literally threw it through the window and saw the murder.
Boom, and then he's trying to ride.
He's trying to run away,
finish his route, and not get murdered. Boom.
No,
that would actually be good.
We just workshopped a really good treatment. We should make a skit out of it.
We should. That would be awesome. Actually, I think that would be good.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
the rated R
Grand Final says
they made a Tetris
Grand
movie.
Final says you could not Pac-Man World. You 100% could not do Pac-Man in live action. You said no CG, right? You said no CG, right?
No, CG is fine. I'm saying you can't just take a video game and just do a CG movie and say that that's your movie, because you can do that with any of the properties. I'm saying
so basically Pac-Man. So basically,
Pac-Man can be CG. That's fine.
Yeah, Pac-Man can be CG,
but
it come to the real world.
It has to be in the real world. It can't. You can't just be like, okay, we're gonna do Super Mario Brothers basically and have the entire Mario movie, which is hand drawn animation or whatever, computer generated.
Literally, just give Pac-Man the Sonic the Hedgehog treatment. Literally, just give him that, and that's it. And that's
Mike
it.
Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah, no, I don't think so, man.
That license ran out a long time ago. That's you got Mr. Dream.
It's just Punch Out. In fact, it was Punch Out before it was Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yes, it was the arcade game. That I think the original only had like 4 or 5 fights.
Yeah, Punch Out and then Super Punch Out, then Mike Tyson's Punch Out, then Punch Out again, and then Super Punch Out on Super Nintendo, and then whatever the Punch Out is on the Wii.
What was Soda Popinski's original name? It was Vodka something.
Drunkinowski.
Vodka Drunkinowski.
I thought it was Vodka Drunkinski.
I'm sorry, Junkinski.
Drunkinski. Okay.
Jet Set Radio could be a great freaking.
Jet Set Radio
got a story,
Yeah.
I think that would make a pretty good movie. But the problem is, no, there's no problem. It would have to kind of, the way I see it, somebody would try to set it like it's in the 90s without the futuristic stuff. I personally would like to see the 90s / futuristic style stuff into it because, Jet Set Radio, all that music is damn near is 90s music because it came out in the early 2000s, and I don't think all the songs came out. So I think something like that could be done. You got the gang battling for territory.
Plus we're getting very close to the point where 90s is classical ancient music nowadays.
Well,
so
98 was 26 years ago. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you can revisit that and then have the same songs come back for the soundtrack.
You gotta love the community because we give them a topic being completely serious and they immediately set about trying to sabotage it. Like all the music games
that can't be made.
And that's true. That's true. And we didn't put any parameters on it. So throwing things out like Fall of Marvel's Duck Hunt, but the ducks declare war on the hunters. Like, like that's funny.
It'd be like Zombievers.
Yeah, right.
Zombievers.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you have the memes of like the duck hunt, like where stormtroopers are trying to shoot at the ducks and stuff. So I mean, there's, a lot of these are just they're part of the zeitgeist.
Yeah, I got one for you.
Oh,
Puzzle Bobble.
Echo the dolphin. Oh man. The worst part is though they would try. They would try. They'll do the Free Willy treatment on it.
Yes, the Free Willy. Puyo Puyo Tetris, the movie. I don't think any form of Tetris will work. Puzzle Bobble wouldn't work.
Tetris has a movie.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. But it's based on. But it's how Tetris got made. Exactly. Yeah. That reminds me. I need to see that movie. I still haven't seen that. Time Crisis with the step reload. Like
you gotta do it somehow. Easy story.
Shenmue could become a movie. They probably would finish it.
Yeah, they did.
The movie, you like you got to come back next week for the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
no.
Plants vs. Zombies would be hilarious. I think it would be. I think that would be fun.
We got a new comment from a new follower, I guess, or a new viewer, Gaines Davis over on YouTube. Says Gears of War probably can't be done right. I 100% disagree with that. I think Gears of War definitely could be done right.
Mainly because of now with Fallout and even just taking out the
Halo
silliness of Fallout, I think they definitely can do it. And Yakuza, they have a live action movie of Yakuza in Japan, and no, it was not that good because they did not really focus on Kiryu as much as they should have. I was really disappointed.
Didn't they, wait, hold on. Did they actually call it Yakuza, the movie over there?
I don't think they called it because it's not called Yakuza in Japan at all.
It's Ryuga no Toku, right?
Yeah, that's what they call it, Like a Dragon. They changed the name to that over here now finally because
here's one. What's that one top-down arcade Miami
Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami.
They can do it, but I wouldn't want to see top down all the time. You see the last John Wick movie? That part right there to be filmed like that? Nah.
Hold on.
To
that point, there's actually a movie that we've all seen that predates even that and had a whole top-down sequence. It was the Rock movie called Walking Tall.
Oh, really?
They had a part where like he was going around trying to interrogate and like figure out what was going on at the casino. So they're going after. They filmed an entire section. It wasn't a one take, but it was an entire section overall, just them running through and then just going after various people, shaking people down, trying to get information about who was selling drugs out of the casino.
I mean, they did that in John Wick 4.
Well, no. But Walking Tall came out way before that. Even before Hotline Miami came out. Like that Walking Tall movie was like back early in the Rock's career. It was a cool sequence too.
You said Gang Beast.
Not to King. Elevator action 100% could be done in live action. Come on.
Oh, that would be sweet. I would actually love to see that because
if you based off the second game, the second
you
game,
gotta do the first one first.
Okay,
you gotta do the first one because the thing is, it's no-name spy guy that gets into a building from the top down. Has to make his way from the top floor all the way to the bottom floor and escape.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You could do that.
Elevator action would be like the raid.
Yeah, it would be.
You would do it like the raid. It would work. It would work.
Do the work. It'd be straight up Chow Yun Fat gunplay. John Woo, old school John Woo gun action. That movie would actually be really good. Actually, it's just.
Grand Final said Little Nightmares. That'd be cool.
Which one?
As a horror, Little Nightmares. That would be cool, like a horror.
Okay. Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator would not make a good movie.
Do we think?
Hopefully not.
Do we think Strider or Bionic Commando could make it?
I think they both could.
I think Strider could, especially if you you lean into the lore of the other Striders as well, and at least show some of that, show some of the training, and then have him go off on his mission, doing what he does. That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, Strider was a manga, so. From my understanding, Strider started off as a manga, and then they made a game out of it, which, was kind of. I thought it was original work, but it wasn't.
Fallen Marvel's got a good one. So he said, "How would you do a story around NBA Street or SSX?" Now, did you ever watch Kyrie Irving's Uncle Drew? If you did, that's a way to do it because NBA Street is all about the NBA players playing street ball. Uncle Drew kind of gave you the blueprint in a way, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because that's how you would do it. You assemble a team of NBA players. You're hitting the streets and you're conquering a circuit, right? That would be it, and you're just doing crazy tricks. Anthony Edwards would have to be in this film.
Just do not get LeBron James to be in any part of the movie.
Oh no, no, because he wasn't bad in House Party. He wasn't bad in House Party, but I totally skipped Space Jam.
I hated the fact that LeBron James was even in House Party.
I mean, the party took place in his house, so
I know, but that's so cheesy.
It was cheesy. I'll grant you that. It was cheesy. The Kid and Play cameo was funny as hell, though.
Yeah,
the Kid and Play cameo was funny as hell. But
I need to watch that now.
Yeah, that's cool. But my thing is, like, what was the other one they did? White Man Can't Jump. I didn't watch that one yet.
I didn't see that one either.
Yeah, that for me that was a hard one to remake.
And yes, Fallen Marvel, complete with game breakers. There would have to be those special slow down tricks that they would do that would just break the game open. Yes, 100% with a game breaker.
No hands binding of Isaac could not be done.
Yeah, and as long as Babito Garcia is doing the mic at the games, I'm sold. I'm good with it.
All right. I've seen Chrono Trigger and Sword of Mana. To me, any RPG can be done live action because if you look back at that old 80s, late 80s movie Kroll to me is the blueprint for a party team up live action movie.
Yeah, those would be easy to do. Like Hannah was saying, I started to interrupt this. The Binding of Isaac could not be done. First off, Isaac is a naked child. And there's a naked child in that basement.
I mean, you gotta change a couple things around.
Yeah,
you can't change nothing around and still be the Binding of Isaac.
Tears out his eyeballs.
Yeah, you got feces and blood and shit everywhere.
Don't forget the Binding of Isaac is actually a biblical story. So I mean,
it is
so,
most definitely. But the game that I've been playing is
not. Oh, I got you.
Yeah, it's a take on it. It's a take on it, but
it is.
Final take: Killer Instinct.
I think Killer
Instinct has a story.
Yeah.
It has a story. It does.
It has
live
a story.
action though.
You get a good B Orchid. I'll go check it out.
Oh, of course you would. Of course you would.
I mean, the thing is, it's like Orchid is thick. She's good looking.
Well, hold on. What about Maya?
Maya was all right, but that took place in the past.
Pivot real quick. So now that Legendary is confirmed to be doing a Street Fighter movie, who's got to be in it? I already know what he's gonna say. Yeah, I knew. I already know he's
because she doesn't get enough love. Like we've had Chun-Li and Cammy.
She doesn't get enough love.
She doesn't. We've had Chun-Li and Cammy for the past
neither does Elena.
1,000 years. Yeah,
all the black characters don't get no love. They show up in one game and that's it.
Yep. So
Elena's been in two.
Eternal Champions has Elena has been in two. Eternal Champions has a story. Anything with a story should be able to do.
Who would this Street Fighter movie? Who should it be centered around?
Ryu and Ken? No, I'm kidding.
Gully.
I kind of feel like it should be centered around Chun-Li.
Gully.
We've already had that.
Yep.
You saw how that turned out. Robin Show to be
shit, you right. Oh man, damn, I'm sorry.
Robin Show's old enough to be Gin now. He played Gin in that other one. It was terrible.
Oh man.
Only two things I liked about that movie was my man
Neil McDonough.
Yeah, Neil McDonough as Bison because it was the worst possible casting from a look standpoint. But Neil McDonough be chewing up scenery like crazy.
Oh, like
and then
crazy.
I like freaking Michael Clark Duncan as Balrog. It for whatever reason he was just funny because it was so wrong. And Michael Clark Duncan can't whisper to save his life, so it's like there was a scene he's supposed to be telling this it was some diplomat or whatever. Like, okay, our ship's coming in. There's a girl on the ship. We tried to kidnap her, basically. That's basically the gist of what he was saying. This man is on the escalator in the middle of the now the ship that's coming in is the White Rose. I'm like, dude, we can all hear you. You loud, man. Why don't you at least bend over, whisper in this man's ear or something? Nope. Loud.
Hey, it could. GQ. It could have been worse. They could have casted as Kevin Gorveau.
Oh God,
as Balrog. Dude, that brother's voice is deep.
That's another dude that can't whisper, man.
That man, yes.
You know what the thing about it? He does not get enough credit in Hollywood, though. He writes so many good stories.
He does.
And all the thing we know, he's just a deep voice guy that's usually a background character.
I would love Bloodborne as a movie. Bloodborne has so much lore, it's crazy.
And you know, it's funny though. You can actually have my man Craig Grove write that because he is a damn good writer.
Yeah, he is. That'd be interesting. The ship that's coming in is the White Rose. There's only one package on there that we want. Oh my God, Doug, man, whisper. Actually, Moon Bloodgood was good in that movie too, as Maya, who was basically Sea Viper. But whatever happened to her, she just kind of fell off the face of the earth.
Hey, all it takes is
vagabond
for you fall out of favor and not do one good movie, then that's it. Fancast says Terry Crews is Balrog. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh my goodness.
I'm good. Give some other unknown black young black brother the job. Hell, give it to Michael B. Jordan. Nah, he ain't big enough to be Balrog.
To be Balrog? Hell no.
Yeah, no, he ain't big enough to be Balrog.
Oh, he has to change so much stuff
Get
around.
Mike Tyson.
That's who he's supposed to be. That's technically who he's supposed to be. Mike a little bit old though. Yeah, I mean he's still scary. I wouldn't mess with him, but yeah, he's a little bit old.
All right, y'all. Let's wrap this up. It's 10:30. It's time to get out of here. Obviously, next week is going to be the first week that we'll be watching the Acolyte. So we'll be doing that. That is our weekly community show.
That's your homework.
That is your homework. And actually, I think we're trying to organize a Disney Plus watch party for all of us to watch it together as a group at the same time. I think that would be pretty cool for us to do. And wow, there's always
you ain't
wow,
shit, man. You ain't shit.
Hey,
Wow.
Creed 3, he would have made a perfect Balrog.
He would, but damn, man.
You gotta stay out of trouble though.
Hey man, get that man back his job. Give him his job. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Look forward to breaking down the first 2 episodes of the Acolyte next week. Remember, they're dropping on Tuesday, June 4th. So make sure you watch that. Shout out to Grandfathers Gaming. Michigan's own El Chicote winning Combo Breaker in Street Fighter 6. First out of 1,500 people from around the world. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Put Michigan on the map.
Yep. And y'all go and follow Grand Finals Gaming. The Grand Finals Gauntlet is getting ready to kick off pretty soon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll be back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, right here on YouTube, Facebook, and Kick for Culture Junkies Live. For my friends, Simon Says, Dadakuji, and GQ, I am Kishiro. See you guys next week. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.